It's very real, and it's very natural, and it's intimate. And you don't think of someone coming to your wedding who you maybe only met a few months ago as being intimate, but it is. He picks up these little details, these little nuances that you don't even realize, and like, until you look back at the pictures, you're like, wow, like, this is so personal.
Dan's vision was just genius. I call him the mad genius because he sees things that we don't.
One of the things I noticed when we first met with Dan was his passion for photography. He would just look at lighting a way that I certainly never had looked at it before, and I just remember thinking, okay, this is something different. This is something we haven't seen before. He loves what he does.
Dan didn't just become our great photographer for our wedding. He became basically a friend.
Choosing him as our photographer was probably the best decision that I made, and that still holds true today, 2 years later.
Their passion comes across in their work. The main thing we loved was just the overall comfort level we had with Dan and the team.
We did our engagement photos in Philadelphia at the Art Museum, aka the Rocky Steps. You know, I think the first picture we ever took, he laid on the ground and shot up, and I'm looking at him like, he's laying on the ground right now.
He's running around, like hiking things and climbing and, you know, laying on things. So you really have no idea what things are really gonna look like. You kind of had this idea in your head, and then when we finally got the images, it was like, oh my God, like they're breathtaking. Like they're literally, I can't even tell you, like we used them for our save the dates, and they were out of control. They were literally like bridal magazine covers. Like, and I was like, oh, that's us.
They were so good. They were so good. We couldn't pick one for the save the date. We actually used 5. I think our best picture of all was a picture.
The puddle picture.
It was awesome.
It wasn't like we were with some like stiff photographer doing a photo shoot. It felt like we were just hanging out, having a really good time, and oh wait, or we happen to be taking pictures.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was like one of those things where like afterwards, we wanted to turn to him and be like, hey, let's go for a beer.
Doing the awesome engagement photos and then the conversations we had in between, I was like just super amped up for Dan to get to my house and start taking pictures. And being the bride, I had a lot of stress and anxiety that morning, and Dan showed up at my house and it all went away, and he just made everything just very relaxed and very easy, and we were laughing and having a good time.
At the wedding itself, everything was perfect, really.
We felt at ease about the whole process.
And it's fun to work with him because he's loose. He's not like, that was not a good word to use.
He caught every moment that I didn't get to catch.
At the same time, we weren't having a camera in our face. We didn't hardly see them at all, and yet they caught every single aspect of our wedding.
After everything is said and done, the only thing I have left from my wedding is my dress and my pictures. They mean everything to me. And I'm like, you know what? The price point's irrelevant. I need something that's gonna last me forever, and I wanted something that showed every single aspect of my wedding, and that's what we got.
They were working nonstop for 12 to 14 hours, and I think their level of commitment, I mean, you book them, that's it, they're yours. It's 100% worth it.
I think some of my favorite pictures that are like, literally I'm like, oh my God, I remember this moment, are the ones where I didn't even know Dan was there. Yeah. Like Dan was like super ninja hiding somewhere. And there's these pictures that are just amazing, and they're incredible, and they show so much emotion.
From the engagement photo shoot, doing all those things that were a little crazy, like climbing in tires and climbing trees, we knew, I think, that it was gonna be an epic day. Like, we weren't just gonna have those stiff, you know, portrait shots that everybody has. I knew that our wedding pictures were gonna be so different from any other pictures that I had seen.
He does anything and everything, and has prepared to do anything and everything to get the shot. If jetpacks are ever released, you're gonna see a flying Dan.
I think I would have died if I didn't get the highlight reel. I really actually would have died. I watch it kind of like every week. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. It shows everything you need to see. Nobody wants to sit down and watch a 6-hour wedding video. Between the music, the cinematography, everything was 100% worth it.
When we first saw it for the first time, we watched it.
I think we watched it a good 30 or 40 times in one night. I'm not even exaggerating.
You feel like you were there when you watch the video. I watch it all the time, at least once a week.
I still get tears in my eyes because I'm there, and none of it's forced and none of it's drawn out.
Brought tears to my eyes. We relived the entire day, and it was phenomenal.
I remember when we first met with Dan, and you know what, we're not doing a video. I don't want to do a video. They're always long. You have to see the entire ceremony and then some. And then he showed us some examples of things he's done in the past, and It was phenomenal. It's something you can have forever. It's fantastic.
This is where rollerblades come in.
Oh yeah, Dan has a very unique style to capturing a moving camera. His track is rollerblades and he will roll past you. So he has that movement and it's steady.
Did I see your photographer on
rollerblades? We were outside by ourselves.
Yes, you did.